And as always, your views and comments are welcome via social media. Just look for Joy News on Facebook. Also, look for us on Twitter at Joy News on TV. Drop your comments with the hashtag The Pulse, and we'll share your thoughts with the rest of the world. We start off from the Supreme Court, where a member of the panel of Supreme Court judges who ordered the Electoral Commission to purge the voters' register of persons who use the National Health Insurance Scheme cards as a form of identification for their registration has said the court was clear in its ruling. Speaking to some journalists on Thursday, Justice Jones Dotse stated that, quote, "We, the Supreme Court, said the use of the NHIS cards is therefore unconstitutional and it should take the opportunity to clean the register of those undesirable persons." He noted that because, in his view, they do not want to disenfranchise anybody, so the Supreme Court went on to say that anybody who will be affected by that exercise should be given the opportunity to register according to the law and the Constitution, period. The EC had insisted that the Supreme Court's May 5 ruling on the voters' register did not instruct them to delete the names of those who registered with NHIS cards as proof of identity ahead of the 2016 elections. They further claimed that after studying the ruling, their understanding does not also suggest that the use of any new process to delete the names of those who registered with the NHIS cards other than the existing processes for the removing of ineligible voters. But Justice Jones Dotse said the Supreme Court was clear and persons struggling to understand the ruling should come back to the court for clarity. We can now speak to the man who actually sent this matter to court. The former PNC youth organizer, Abu Ramadan, joins me now on the line. Abu, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon.
And thanks for speaking to us here on the Pulse. You've heard Justice Jones Dotse. He says that they were clear with their ruling. If you have concerns about it, come back to court. We know you had mentioned earlier that you go back to court.
Can you please speak up a bit? You sound too far away from the...
Okay, I'm saying that we've heard from Justice Jones Dotse today. He is explaining that they were clear in their ruling on May 5 and that if there's any ambiguity about it, come back to court to resolve it. How do you respond to his words today?
To me, I'll say the proper interpretation of the ruling on the 5th of May. I have made this point countless a number of times. The ruling party, together with the Electoral Commission, in its quest to want to confuse the Ghanaian people so that they can trace a system to the benefit of the ruling party. I would say now, if they've got any attacks to do, they should attack Justice Dotse, who has spoken, and I'm pretty much confident that the process has not ended yet. We're going to go back. For sure, I've indicated already, we're going to cite to the Electoral Commission for contempt. And along with that, we have the option also of seeking interpretation on the matter. And we're going to explore whichever angle. But we are waiting as of now for the judicial service workers to resume their work and to call up their strike so that we can file this.
But again, you mentioned that you would write to the Electoral Commission on this matter. Did you do that? What's been the response?
My lawyers, right after the ruling, wrote to the Electoral Commission. I've forgotten how they call it in the legal balance, but they wrote to them. In attachment to that letter, they attached the copy of the ruling, notifying the Electoral Commission that this was the ruling of the court, and for that matter, they should take steps in acting upon the orders of the court. And that process has been exhausted already. My lawyers have satisfied that bit of the arrangements already. So we are just waiting. As they claim they don't seem to understand it, Justice Dotse has given them further clarity. And in this instance, he didn't speak in Latin, neither did he speak in Greek. He spoke in English again. If they seem not to understand, we will be compelled to really file the suit before the court for further or cite them for contempt of court.
But Mr. Ramadan, you say that you've not filed the process because the judicial staff are on strike, but we know that the Supreme Court is still running. Why won't you go and do it all the same?
The registry of the Supreme Court is not running. I can tell you that for sure. My lawyer was in court yesterday representing another client in a bid to file an application before the Supreme Court. The registry of the court was not open. And I'm telling you this on authority. The registry of the court is not open for public, and you can't file any application to the Supreme Court as it stands now because of the strike action. So it's not as if we are not ready. We are ready, document-wise. We've prepared everything now, waiting for the judicial service workers to call up the strike. And I can assure you, if they call up the strike today, tomorrow morning by 9 a.m., we'll be in court filing the suit.
Okay, now you say that Justice Dotse's interpretation of this ruling is correct in your view, but what do you also make of the EC's own interpretation of this? Because they say that there is no law they have now as basis to delete these names from the register.
I have made this point. You see, that when you read the ruling, that's why I say it is very dangerous when we want to pick sections of the ruling and just read it for the purpose of our understanding and leave the rest as with. When you read the entire document, the court comes to an agreement that really the Electoral Commission cannot act without legislation. The Electoral Commission cannot wake up one morning and say they are changing the face of an election, changing the face of the processes towards the election without legislation. They do everything with legislation. Every action that the Commission takes must come with legal backing. And for that matter, the Commission